Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. And today we are going to be talking about the upcoming pre-anniversary countdown celebration for the 6th anniversary. And I'm very excited to be starting to do some videos regarding the anniversary. It feels like that hype is slowly building up. Now this week, of course, is a little bit of a calm before the storm, as we only have a War Games coming up on Thursday, and then on Friday or Thursday evening we have a Familiar Rush happening as well. So it's only 2 events coming up this week, but like I said, it's a calm before the storm, because next week we should be getting the pre-anniversary countdown celebration. Now you might be wondering, Gail, how do you know this? Well, first and foremost, we did do a speculation video a couple of weeks ago, which you can click on the top of your videos right now, right above my head. There should be a card popping up that will lead you to that video. But we did find out that previous years, the pre-anniversary countdown celebration would happen anywhere between the 22nd of May to the 25th of May. So of course, by that estimation, it should happen sometime next week. And now on top of that, in last week's stream, they did announce that on the 23rd of May there would be a live stream happening with a lot of the VAs coming in and hosting the stream. So it's very likely that we will be getting a big announcement during that stream, and it does make sense for us to be getting an announcement for the pre-anniversary countdown celebration. So of course, with all those factors coming in, we can estimate that the pre-anniversary countdown celebration will happen next week. And of course, I wanted to talk a little bit about one of the things that will happen during that pre-anniversary celebration. Now, of course, there are a couple of other things that may happen during the pre-anniversary countdown celebration, which I will be leaving for other videos, but usually based on past evidence, one of the things that happens during the pre-anniversary countdown celebration is that they rerun every single new banner, specifically new banner from the previous anniversary all the way till the last banner before the upcoming anniversary. So in this case, for the 6th anniversary, we should be seeing banners from the 5th anniversary all the way until Gnosis War rerunning next week. Now, the way they schedule it is a little bit weird. We'll have to wait and see on how they schedule it, especially with the introduction of some new banners, which we'll talk about in a moment, of course, during this video. But with that being said, there should be a banner every single day, basically. So say, for example, right now I'm on Knights of Fianna Part 1, for example. So Knights of Fianna Part 1 will be day 1, and then day 2 will be Part 2, day 3 will be Part 3, and so on and so forth. They'll keep adding and rotating banners every single day. Now that's how it should be. We still don't know. We'll have to wait and see, of course, when the banners and everything goes live next week. We'll find out the schedule during the live stream. So of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Memoria Freese content, and let me know in the comment section down below. Remember, these banners are very hard baits. Remember, they're right before the anniversary. It's part of the pre-anniversary countdown celebration, so they have set this up to be very big bait for you guys. I would highly recommend being very careful with these banners, but let me know, is there any banner that is attracting you guys to get you to summon on it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I would urge you guys to be very careful with these banners coming up. Honestly, don't risk your iris going into these banners. Say if you have like 15 to 20,000 iris and you want to chuck away like 400 iris, by all means you can. So this part of the video kind of became a sort of like semi disclaimer, while also asking you guys to let me know what you guys would summon on if you wanted to summon on something. So let me know in the comment section, but keep in mind that disclaimer that these banners are huge bait banners. And the reason why I wanted to talk about these rerun banners is I want to actually talk a little bit about their value in comparison to the upcoming anniversary. Some of these banners can still have some value in comparison to the anniversary. For example, I genuinely believe, for example, we'll take a look at the Part 1 banner for Knights of Fianna first and foremost. God, my mouth just stopped working there for a split second. But on the Knights of Fianna Part 1 banner, I would say there are 2 very good units to keep an eye out on here, with the third being Helga, of course. But when I talk about the 2 units, I'm talking about Fianna and I'm talking about Kid Felice. We don't exactly know what's gonna happen for this upcoming anniversary, right? Usually past trends suggest that there will be one really strong team coming out of the anniversary, right? The 2nd anniversary, it was the fire team. 3rd anniversary, it was again the fire team mixed with a couple of other options as well. The 4th anniversary, it was the water team. You could probably run a fire magic team as well with Bell and Welf as well. well. And then of course the 5th anniversary, we all know about the light team, but it's very possible that for the 6th anniversary we may get a bunch of different units that don't really work well together potentially, right? I think it's very unlikely that will happen, but it's very possible. And to be quite honest, there's a very good chance coming out of the 6th anniversary the light team could still reign supreme. And of course Fianna is one of those key members, so frankly speaking, I really wouldn't blame people for, you know, wanting to try and go for Fianna. And it's the same thing with even Ryulu. Of course, we do obviously have the Alan from the 3rd anniversary rerun who got a buff, who's +5 now. So if you're a returning player and you had that Alan +5 with that minus agility, he's still a great option. But of course Ryulu as well is that minus agility option. We don't know if we'll get a buff to her anytime soon, in the sense of like we'll get a power creep version of her. Usually when it comes to assists, they can be very long term, to be quite honest. So in that regards, this Ryulu might be a very attractive option to players. Now I would probably say out of the part 1 banners, the honor and loyalty banner, I would probably say this banner is a little bit better because of Kid Felice's assist skill as well as Fianna. But I would say that generally speaking, if you have them MLB and everything, because we obviously did get the 5th anniversary rerun a few months ago at the end of December, start of January, I think if you manage to get her from there, don't worry, I would say skip these banners and focus on, of course, other banners, or just save up for the anniversary. But keep that in mind that these units are still very much usable, and especially the assists like Kid Felice as well as Ryulu can be usable for a very long time potentially. We don't know if there are going to be upgrades anytime soon to these assists in particular. I would say Melia and Lazar are still usable as well, by the way, to talk a little bit about them. They're still very usable, but I think that, you know, I think they're more likely to get power crept in the next couple of months, especially with the anniversary, right? I think it's very possible. I think Melia is still a fantastic option, and Lazar is still a great single target option, but that is something to bear in mind. So that's part 1 of Knights of Fianna. I genuinely believe that the light team is a very attractive option to go for. Another thing to actually take note of before we jump into part 2 and part 3, and it's about CP levels basically, right? If you're a new player, you might not have gotten these characters, and you know me, I've boasted about CP levels for a very long time. I've made an entire CP guide as well, talking about CP levels and everything. By the way, next week or sometime during the pre-anniversary, there are going to be a couple of beginners guide videos coming up. I'll be making an updated beginners guide along with a couple of other videos as well. In that beginners guide, under the link of that description, I'll be leaving a link to all my guides, the iris outfit refinements, CP levels, and all that jazz. So you can go check out that video as well when that does come out. But right now, if you need any help with CP levels and understanding what they are, go to my channel and check it out, because CP levels are a great source of iris. Literally, if you do one summon on this banner and you manage to get one of these characters, right, I would say take it and run, to be quite honest, because that character, if you didn't have her already and you didn't have that character in your CP level list, effectively your character list, you've gotten a bunch of iris restocked. Basically automatically you've got a bunch of iris restocked, so that's something to take note of as well. But again, it's something that I wouldn't say is worth going more than like 200-400 iris for, because remember, these will be rerun banners, so they will be the rerun style setup. Basically it should be a rerun style setup basically, where it's like 200 iris for the first step, 400 iris for the second step, and the second step guarantees you a 4 star. So that's something to also bear in mind when it comes to these banners. Okay, so let's keep scrolling down now and let's check out part 2. Of course, this is of course the Valiris Discord, so big shout outs to them. I was trying to figure out how to get all these banner images together, and then I realized I could just scroll down and check these check this out basically. So let's see the banner, the part 2 banner. Now this is the part 2 banner. Of course, the main units on this banner that I would say it features is Lazar and Adult Felice. Of course, Adult Felice gives 25% strength, and Lazar is one of the members of the light team as well. A not so often used light team member, I should say, but still used regularly nonetheless, I would say, because of his ability to regen MP, his healing properties, his ability to give physical res, P-res, and all that jazz, or physical res and M-res and stuff like that, along with the fact that he can be a good supporting unit as well with that 100% light attack damage on his special arts to all allies. He is a great option as well. Of course, most people prefer using Harihime when getting the support skill off for that 120% STR magic, but that doesn't change the fact that this Lazar is still a great option, and he works cohesively extremely well with the other physical units like Finn, like Fianna, like Belle. You know, it works really well. And then of course Felice, adult Felice, is a 25% strength assist. Now the thing is with Felice, right, is I do believe we are due to get another iteration of a 25% assist at some point, a 25% STR assist at some point. I don't know when it'll happen, but I do think we're due for another iteration, right? Whereas with Kid Felice, we already did get another 25% ST damage increasing assist in the form of the 3rd anniversary OSFI, right? This adult Felice, we still haven't gotten a 25% strength assist, so I think it's very likely that we might see one in the near future, maybe even during the 6th anniversary. So bear that in mind before you jump straight into this banner and go for her, right? So bear that in mind. I would say be very careful on that front. But still not a bad banner, especially for Lazar, but I would say this is a skip as well, to be quite honest. Like I said, I think for me personally, obviously because I have all these units, right? I have Lazar MLB, I have Finn MLB. Adult Felice is only +2 for me, but like I said, I predict that it's very likely we might get another iteration for her. I feel like a lot of these banners are skips, and also just knowing that the anniversary is coming across, I also feel that is a valid reason not to go for these characters as well, to be quite honest. So that is something to bear in mind as well. And another thing that I will note as well, and I'll talk about it towards the end of this video, is that you can actually summon on one of these banners, only one of these banner once for free. So I'll talk about that later on in the video. So let's keep scrolling down. Now let's go over to part 3. Now I want to also talk a little bit about the anime gacha banners, but we'll talk about that in just a second. The next banners you should see are probably these banners, which is the part 3 banners, of course, featuring Yuri, Elmina, Alf, and of course Finn, Galmus, and Alkitian. I would say out of these 2 banners, this is just a way better banner, to be quite honest. Alf is a great character, and so is Elmina and Yuri, but I think just generally in terms of usage, Galmus of course is a fantastic option for the stall team. Alkitian can work extremely well with both light and earth units, right? So it really works extremely well. And then Finn is, well, he's Finn, man. He's an insane unit, of course, right? With what he does on his additional actions and everything. You guys have seen the Record Buster videos, you guys have seen the PvE content, you guys have even seen the PvP content with him. He's really good, in all honesty. So I really wouldn't blame you guys if you guys decided to, you know, chuck a couple of multis on this banner purely because of how good all 3 of these units can be. You know, they're very strong units. Of course, Alkitian has that 25% light attack and earth attack damage boost, which is not common, to be fair, right? It's not a common ability, so I wouldn't be blaming any of you guys if you guys decide to go for that for her specifically. Again, that being said though, be very careful if you're deciding to go for banners. Again, just check your iris count. I would say these rerun banners are very easy skips if you're under 10,000 iris. If you're under 10,000 iris and you're really struggling and you're trying to accumulate as much iris as possible leading into the anniversary, and let's say next week at this time you're only at 10,000 iris, skip all these banners. It's a very easy skip for all of you guys. But if you are above, let's say 14,000, 15,000 iris, I really wouldn't blame you going for a couple of multis, you know, just chucking a pot shot at some of these banners, to be quite honest. Frankly speaking, I really wouldn't be blaming you. Now I want to talk a little bit about the anime gacha banner. So let me find one of the anime gacha banners somewhere down here. I should be finding one at some point. There should be one. Okay, perfect. Anime gacha Haruhime. Beautiful. So one of the things that we don't exactly know will happen for next week's pre-anniversary gacha banner, because this is something they've never done, it feels like. So I'm just saying that it's very likely we may not get these banners, but I don't see them doing the anime gacha banners. There's a very good chance we will not see any of the anime gacha banners. It is possible that they may come out, but as far as my memory serves me correctly, previous years, whenever we've had a season 3 or season 2 release or whatever it may have been, we've never had the anime gacha banners come into the pre-anniversary celebration rerun schedules. So keep that in mind. I don't think we're going to be getting units like Nine-Tailed Manifestation Haruhime as a rerun banner, unfortunately, which is a damn shame, because I know a lot of people would want to go for her. And I think, honestly, out of every unit in this set and every unit that's released since, you know, the 5th anniversary, she's probably the one to go for, to be honest, because of how universal she is. but unfortunately it may seem like we probably won't get her, to be quite honest. So we'll just have to wait and see, but I do think it's unlikely we will get her banner, unfortunately. So just bear that in mind. I wouldn't necessarily, you know, rely on getting her, to be quite honest, in next week's pre-anniversary countdown celebration. Now let's take a look at the Xenos reverse gacha. Very, it's been a long time since I've seen this banner, but of course it features some relatively decent units. Of course, you have Ray with the 25% magic, Supply Princess Eyes with the nullifications. Really good banner to go for if you're fully focused on magic. Obviously we don't know what the anniversary is gonna bring, right? So if you are a magic user, and you know, if the anniversary is obviously going to be physical, right? I mean, I really wouldn't blame you if you decided to go for the magic team build in the rerun gacha banners, to be quite honest. I really wouldn't blame you, because that's something that you have to also factor in as well. Is like, okay, if the anniversary is physical and there's no magic unit, like how it was last year, right? The 5th anniversary didn't have a single magic unit. Not a single unit had a magic attack. Helga physical, Fianna physical, Melia balanced but physical attacks, Lazar physical, Finn, Dark Finn physical, Lazar physical, Yuri physical, Elmina physical, Finn physical, Galmus physical. Every single unit that was an adventure was physical. So if it is yet another year off that, right, that's also something that you have to kind of keep an eye out on and consider as well. Is, do you want to potentially take that risk of like, okay, the anniversary is completely physical, I should go for this? Or alternatively, maybe the anniversary might be magic, maybe I can skip this and maybe we'll see upgrades in the anniversary, and then, oh, the anniversary is physical. So there is that 50-50 chance you have to also take, and it's the same case with even physical users, to be fair as well, right? You could take this opportunity to build up your physical team, but of course if the anniversary is also physical, then you've kind of screwed up there, right? So that's something to bear in mind as well and take into consideration before you go into the anniversary as well, and you summon on the pre-anniversary rerun banners if you decide to do that, right? So that's also something to bear in mind. So this should be the next banner that we get after the Knights of Fianna reruns, is the Xenos reverse gacha banners. I generally think out of the two banners, I would personally prefer this banner just because of the Ray and Supply Princess Eyes. They're very good options, especially Ray is a great option for the magic team setup for PvE contents, especially with the 25% or even the magic rush setup. I think she'll do a really good job there. So yeah, good unit to have, obviously. Now, obviously, if you have the Lyra from the anime gacha banner, I would say she's better for the magic rush setup in PvP, and just generally in PvP, she's the better option. But if you're looking at PvE contents, this Ray is still better than that. Lyra, of course, right? So that is something that we will be getting after the Xenos reverse gacha. After the Xenos reverse gacha, ooh, I completely forgot about this banner. This should also be there, actually, I think. I don't remember if they do these banners, actually. This is something that even I don't remember. But there is a possibility that they might drop the main story release gacha banners as well as part of the rerun campaign. I completely forgot about that. Valletta and Dix, right? I think Valletta is great for the ailment team, and Dix is a good, you know, unit to have for the Record Buster stuff and PvE content. But I think this is a very easy skip. No doubt about it. I personally feel like unless you're going full ailment, you're dedicated into full ailment like some players can be. I know there's this one player who's really dedicated for ailment. So he only goes on ailment banners. Unless you're that guy, you should probably be avoiding this banner, in all honesty, assuming it reruns, of course, assuming it reruns. All right, let's scroll down now and check out what's next. Okay, Recollections of Wind. Okay, very interesting. This is a banner I wasn't expecting to see at all, to be quite honest. I completely forgot about this banner. Honestly, if I had to tell you to summon on this banner, I would only tell you to try and see if you can get one copy of this Eyes, especially if you're running a magic unit in Record Buster. Her support ability and the way she can be used in Record Buster, right, is unbelievably good, because her special arts, I think if I'm not mistaken, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I'm doing this off memory, gives minus 50% magic res and 50% extra damage to single target attacks, which is really good. Very few units are capable of doing that, and the fact that this Eyes can do it, and especially if you're going up against sort of like units like say for example Otarl or Riveria, those units or Record Buster bosses that don't strip away your debuffs, she can be really, really good, because that'll just give you some extra performance, honestly. So that's something to bear in mind. I really wouldn't blame you if you decided to go for at least a copy of her. To be quite honest, a part of me wants to try and get that one copy of her, but I don't run a magic setup, so for me it's kind of redundant. It would just be there as an extra. Another thing to take note of is that this setup is also non-time limited, so you can get them through tickets, but it's just a matter of the fact that they are featured and you can get a chance at, you know, pulling them potentially, right? That's the big reason why these rerun banners are huge baits, to be quite honest. So let's scroll down, let's check out the next banner. Of course, now this I have no idea if we're gonna be getting, by the way. I have zero idea on whether or not we will be getting this banner. So unfortunately there doesn't seem to be a picture of this banner, but the LN release rerun banners, or the LN release banners, I have zero idea on whether or not we will be getting these banners. We'll come back to the Eyes in Wonderland in just a second. I want to just show you guys these banners. So obviously you guys know that the Astrea record novel gachas for Alize, Shakti, Lyra, Kaguya, Astrea and Erebus came out at the end of last year, between like October, November, and December, right? So it's very possible that we could be seeing their reruns yet again during this upcoming pre-anniversary countdown celebration. We already did get their reruns during the third anniversary rerun celebration, right, for a Stray record, but I do think that it's very likely, because these are new gachas, that they may also get a rerun during the pre-anniversary celebration. So frankly speaking, I really wouldn't blame people if they decided to go for the Astrea one, to be honest, because the Astrea unit is still an unbelievable option for a lot of players. That null ailment ×4 as well as the damage boost is really, really solid. So something to bear in mind as well, of course, something to bear in mind. Now if I scroll back up and we go back in time, because I decided to skip like 50,000 banners, we have the Eyes in Wonderland banners. Now this is a very interesting set of banners. I would say that this is a very easy skip. I would say a Strange World, I think with Riveria, Raul, and Bell, I think it's a very easy skip for most players. This one, on the other hand, is a little bit more tricky. Hermes is actually not a bad option for a lot of teams, especially in terms of PvE content, and Eyes is still a relatively strong unit to run in you know, sort of like physical rush composition. So it's obviously going to be dependent as to what we get during the anniversary. I think especially if we end up getting something water related for the anniversary, I think it's very likely we could see Eyes' usage being shot up basically quite a bit, but we'll have to just wait and see. I think Eyes can be a very solid option depending on what we get during the anniversary. Like I've said for a very long time, I think water is a very likely element for the anniversary, just because we're missing that water hero festa. So I think Eyes wouldn't be a bad option for that specific setup, but we'll have to just wait and see on that front, of course, right? We'll have to wait and see. But that's the Eyes in Wonderland banner. Again, a set of non-time limited units, so really wouldn't blame you if you decide to skip on them, because they're non-time limited. You can pull them in, you know, you can pull them from tickets and stuff. Now we'll go over to the next set of banners, which are consisting of time limited units. Of course, these are the Return of the Hero gacha banners, or the Christmas banners basically, even though they're technically set up for volume 10 or volume 11 of Danmachi's you know, storytelling experience. It was actually, they just decided to give us Christmas banners instead, because they said that, oh, we have too many we released too many banners where they're wearing the same outfits, you know, so we wanted to do something a little bit more different, so they decided to give us Christmas banners. This is a very interesting setup. Of course, a lot of you guys know that I like to run Wine, and of course Aina, I've been saying, is a very good option as well, especially because she gives thunder attack damage as well as water res down, right? A very good option for dual element setup teams, as well as just singular element setup teams for their respective elements, right? Thunder and water. You guys probably see Aina being used right now in Record Buster, right? With the Thunder team setups, right? And then of course on this side of the banner you have Hestia, who's also pretty decent, but also more importantly you have Haruhime, who's also a very important composition in some war game setups, especially for physical teams, right? I would say that out of the two banners, the Candle banner is a little bit better, to be quite honest, especially like I said, if water is going to be on the rise. Wine being a physical water unit, and of course Aina giving that water res down is going to be pretty massive for the upcoming water team, assuming, again, like I said, it is the water team. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I'm hedging all my bets on a water team. I know some of you guys will probably like to say other elements, and some of you guys will probably be like, yeah, we don't even know. It could be anything. It could be earth for all we know. But I'm just saying, if it is water, I was right. I was right if it was water. So yeah, that is something to bear in mind. And remember, these are also non time limited units, so we will never see them again for at least a very long time, I would say. There is a possibility we could get a second rerun for them next year maybe, but just keep that in mind that these guys may not come back for a very, very long time. So these will be a good opportunity for you to maybe pick up one of them if you want for your collection at least, right? So that's something to bear in mind. So let's scroll down now. Let's see what else we have. And of course, I think after this we have our Hero Festa banners. Now the issue is, right, we don't know if Hero Festa banners are going to rerun. Now this is the thing, right? This is the big question mark for the pre-anniversary campaign, I feel, is whether or not Hero Festa banners will actually rerun, right? Because if they do rerun, it's gonna be massive bait. Oh, trust me, it's gonna be massive bait. But it also does mean that it's very likely we won't get a new Hero Festa for the pre-anniversary banners, because as you may have seen in the speculation video, I talk about the fact that there will be 2 new units based on characters from the 5th anniversary coming during the pre-anniversary campaign. But the thing is, right, there's been this stigma and theory, I should say, not necessarily stigma, but there's been this theory that every time a Hero Festa happens, there's always a familiar war games, and we always have a familiar war games and a master of familiar war games right before the anniversary. So it's very, very possible that you know, if we do get the reruns for the Hero Festa banners, it'll link into the familiar war games, which means that whatever the 2 new units are, they cannot be Hero Festas. But if there is no Hero Festa gacha banner for the reruns, it's very, very likely that the new banners or the 2 new units are Hero Festas. So we'll have to just wait and see. Of course, I personally believe they will rerun the Hero Festas, by the way. This would be amazing bait to put in, you know, people's last opportunity to get Bell off a really, really good and easy way to get him, because, you know, the 5th step is always a new Hero Festa guaranteed or featured Hero Festa guaranteed. So putting Bell and Astraeus back in, Ryu and Elise back in, and then Alan and Atarl again, it would be easy money for them. Easy money for them. This is, like I said, this is prime bait, right? And I think that, you know, for them, if they really wanted to go all the way, they would rerun these Hero Festa gacha banners. I would not be surprised if we see them, honestly. And I think it's very, very likely. It is very, very likely. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I think I think we might see the Hero Festa gachas rerunning as well, which it's gonna be big bait. It is gonna be very big bait. Let me know if you would summon on the Hero Festa gacha banners. Let me know if, like, if there is any banner, would the Hero Festa gacha banners, you know, get you to summon on them? If you were saving on everything else, but the Hero Festa banners would get you. Let me know in the comment section. Now we move on to the next set of banners, which is the Valhalla Panic banners. And this, actually, these banners are the last banners we've gotten that were 3 units each, surprisingly. Since then, we've only had reruns of 3 unit banners, or we've had only two banners that have 2 new units, or just a singular banner that has 2 new units. So this is it. We've not had a 3 unit banner each in a very long time. Of course, Aphrodite, Hadeen, Alan, Hegni, sorry, and Alan, then Seer, Hadeen, and Hadeen? Yeah, Hadeen, and then Asfi, of course. I would say Alan is a really good option for that agility boost. I think he gives like 20% agility. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I think it was 20% agility. The rest of the units are okay, honestly. I really wouldn't blame you if you went for CP as well, because Aphrodite hasn't had a non-time limited unit since at all. So this is her first non-time limited unit, of course, right? And then of course you have units like Seer, Hadeen, and Asfi as well. So that's something to bear in mind. These are all very solid units. Oh, I could actually check here. Yeah, I mean, 20% agility and foes AoE and SC damage taken plus 15%. Really good assist Alan is, honestly. Very, very good assist. So that's also something to bear in mind. Really good option overall. But probably I would say skip though. Again, to be quite honest, I would say a very, very good skip, and we can move on. Now, after this, pretty much it is a lot of anime gacha units, and of course the rerun for the Astraea record banner. So we'll just scroll all the way down. Of course, we had the Astray Record Hero Festa. I was gonna say Alize Hero Festa and that's it. I was just gonna forget Ryu there for a split second. But this is of course where we got the Astray Record Hero Festa. It's very possible we might get it, of course, right? Like I said, it's very likely that we could see that happening. Oh, I actually forgot about this unit. I forgot about Sword of Rotoria 13 Lafia. We might see her banner, you know? It's possible. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's very possible that we could see the Sword of Rotoria 13 gacha actually. Huh, I completely forgot about that. Wow, this would be a really good banner, honestly, to go for. Honestly, I kind of have an urge to go for it, low-key. I'm not gonna lie. I do have an urge to go for this banner because she's the only unit on the banner, so you're guaranteed to get her on all the steps. Furthermore, it's going to be much cheaper. Instead of like the normal 4,000, it's going to be 3,000 iris because the first, third, fifth, seventh, and ninth steps will be 200 iris, right? So every other step will be cheaper. That will be very attractive. I'm not gonna lie, that'll be very attractive because she's gonna be a very rare character, right? So if she does come, that would be very interesting. I don't know, will they? Because the way they touted the Sword of Rotoria 13 gacha was that it was a collaboration, right? And usually for the pre-anniversary rerun campaigns, they don't do the collaboration gacha banners. If you take a look at previous years, we never got the Data Live collaboration banners in the pre-anniversary, nor did we get like Attack on Titan and Strike the Blood and stuff like that. So if they treat this Lafia banner as a collaboration banner, then we probably won't see it. But if it isn't been treated as a collaboration banner, it's just a time-limited banner, we'll see the banner come in. We will be seeing the banner. That would be very good, honestly. That would be very nice. Interesting. Okay, I completely forgot about that. Zord and Althea. This is the next banner that I was going to talk about before we jumped in towards like the Sword of Rotoria 10 and 11 banners. But I can see this banner also coming back. Both Zord and Althea will definitely be coming back, I feel, at the Twilight Dream banner. Obviously, both units are good in their own rights. Of course, Althea is a very solid unit in the Magic Rush setup. Zord gives that 25% AoE damage increase as well. He's the only one who gives that as well right now. So, really good option for PvE content once again, especially when you go into Familiar Rush and Familiar Royale primarily. So, that is also something to bear in mind. But again, I would say skip unless you really like the two characters, of course. Now we wrap up with the last two banners, which is, of course, Sword of Rotoria 10 and 11. Probably I would say that all of these are sort of skips, to be quite honest. Of course, they are available right now, so if you really want to get them, well, outside of the Hero Festa, which I obviously mentioned earlier on, we might see their banners come back. But I don't know. If you want to go for them, you could go for them now. Like, I would say Ahmed is a good option, like I said, you know, because of the water element. I'm probably gonna have to summon on it just so that I can see if I can get Ahmed of the first step, but I'm not going in any further. But if you want to go for it now, you could go for it now rather than waiting till, you know, 2 weeks from now when we're really close to the anniversary instead, right? So that is something to bear in mind. Like I said, no old banner will be coming back, so reruns like episode Freya will not be returning during the pre-anniversary countdown campaign. It's only going to be new banners, and it's the reason why we're thinking that Hero Festas are going to be coming back like Alan and Otaro. We'll just have to wait and see, of course, on that front, on whether or not these units are going to be coming back. But like I said, these are the banners that you're going to be seeing in Jesus Christ, I'm struggling there. But these are the banners you're going to be seeing in the upcoming pre-anniversary rerun campaign. So I would say bear that in mind. Be very careful with what banner you decide to go for, and just be careful in general in going for a banner in the first place, because like I said, you know, we're very close to the anniversary. At the time we start getting the pre-anniversary content, which will be the 24th or 25th of May, you know, we'll be only like 3 weeks out from the anniversary, 2.5 to 3 weeks out from the anniversary. So frankly speaking, I wouldn't necessarily risk it unless you are like 15,000 plus iris or something. I would definitely not risk it. Now, another thing to note is that during the pre-anniversary campaign, they like to do a tale and an event basically where they go through the entire story from the 5th anniversary to the Gnosis War. So they'll show like each story, each new story in like a mini section, basically like a small section effectively, sort of like a TLDR effectively of each story. And at the end of it all, you will gain a 11 draw ticket that you can basically choose which banner you want to summon on. It's sort of like it's sort of like, for example, on FGO, you can choose between multiple guaranteed SSR banners, and you can only choose one of them. It's the same situation here. You will be able to choose from Gnosis War, you'll be able to choose from Sword of the Overture and Spear, and so on and so forth. That's the only reason why I'm not sure if they would include the Hero Festas, to be honest, because of that ticket. But it's not impossible either. But you can choose a banner of your choice, and it also includes banners like the 5th anniversary banners as well as the Christmas banner as well, so you can choose between those banners as well. Personally, I think I will probably be going for the Christmas banner, personally, because I want to try and get my final copy of Aina, because Aina is at +4 for me, and if water res is going to be as important as I think it's going to be, I may as well try and see if I can get my Aina, my final copy of Aina. But yeah, like I said, I would say that if you are trying to go for, if you're going to go for something, I would say try and focus on CP Iris. That free 11 draw ticket will be a ticket for you to get more Iris, basically. So I wouldn't blame you if you're a new player and you get that ticket and you go for, say, for example, the Knights of Fianna banner, because you don't have, say, for example, Elmina or Yuri or Alf. You don't have any of those 3 units, right? And you're just looking for Iris, because now you're like, I'm gonna build my entire team off the 6th anniversary. I don't care about the light team or anything of that sort. Then go for CP Iris. That free 11 draw ticket will be your ticket to gaining more Iris because of CP levels. So keep that in mind as well. I would say that that would probably be the next best thing for you to do, to be quite honest, as a player. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the rerun gacha banners down below in the comment section. I was gonna say description. Down below in the comment section, let me know if you're gonna be going for any of them. I just wanted to go over all the banners that will be returning and the possibility of Hero Festas. I have a gut feeling that the Hero Festas are going to be rerunning, but let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Memoria Freese content, and of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.